I know, in fact, Pirate 3764 is Nicky.
Here we go. Round 1.
Nicky Goldman, yeah.
Mhm.
Damn. One day they will write my name like that too. You know, I love this guy. I'm a good friend with Nicky. He's great guy.
Yeah, he's a super awesome player. Super nice person to work with too.
Okay, so who's second? So Lucci's second.
Lucci's second, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, 70%, boys. That's
Okay, we have
that.
Spooky. The first thing I see is no stage. That's the first thing that I'm seeing in this hand.
Mhm.
That I think that's the card I'm looking for the most. And no green Zoro as well.
But I do think having Nami on one is actually a really powerful tool, especially if you draw Green Zoro, which is super nice. I don't like playing Nico Robin here. I really like swinging 5/5 a lot of the time
5/5.
here. Oh, but he's
I would
choosing
go.
to starve.
Yeah. I don't starve either, but I would have went 5/5. 5 leader, 5/9.
I do think the blockers are very time sensitive in this matchup. You don't want to play them too early because you really want to preserve your Dawn for as long as you possibly can, just to have better double, triple turn plays. And when your opponent just kills it when they want to, they can make sure that you either don't get the card advantage or you don't get the Dawn for a very long time.
I also think for the viewers, I hear a lot of people talking about Robin not card, and I think it's because it's good time. It's timely good. I think the more you play with Robin, then you realize that it's a good card. That's the feeling. I'm surprised we didn't. I guess he's just gonna play Zorojuro and starve again. So take the rush.
I experimented with starving in the beginning of this format, but as the Lucci decks kind of adapted and started playing 10 cost Kuzan, I just realized this is like a very unplayable strategy. The more and more I tried it. If they have Tenzon, if they're at 5 life, there's like almost nothing you can do, to be honest.
I had a conversation yesterday actually about this, about somebody telling me I just starve them and they don't have time. Like, okay, you're just playing based on not having. And I would rather not be in a situation where I'm just hoping they don't have the curve. So, but let's see. Let's see how this game is gonna go. I tend to take all the lives at the beginning. Like I would take this life without thinking.
I would too. My strategy in this matchup is I almost always take it down to 1, and then I kind of take it from there, just because I think Green Purple needs to spend. Oh, sorry, Lucci needs to spend almost all their Dawn trying to KO stuff on curve. And if that's the case, they're only going to be doing 5s and 6s until they've established a Jack or a Tenzon, so might as well.
And I wanted to say why I don't like the block here is because I personally really like the double pudding.
Oh, on 7? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but now we are blocking the chance of doing that. Now, I guess he's still gonna go being Zoro most likely, but I like giving myself the chance to do that. Yeah, because we had it already, right? We didn't search it with Robin. I think we had them both already.
Soldier Lucci, Soldier Brook. Okay.
Okay, so this looks to me like we're setting up Jack for next turn. That's what I'm assuming, because we're keeping Laboon active like that, right? And now you see a little bit. Not you. I mean, for the people watching, what I mean with why I like playing the Don. Yeah, because if their game plan is to just play Jack, I do like having the option to go double. Yeah, it is. But I think he's gonna Sanji Pudding and Zoro, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's very likely just going to just 6 the Brook. You could rest the Laboon, but if he has the 2 cards with counter, then it's not going to feel that good. But if you want to make it the game about starving, I guess this is one line. Okay. Laboon's down, so Jack no longer KOs a 7 cost unless he has the Dawn. Or does he have cards for Tempest Kick? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so, no.
I did
Trash.
exactly have.
Okay.
So Laboon died, then we attacked twice with the leader. That's 5, 7. It's only 7, right?
I
Seven,
think so.
seven
I
is
think it
enough,
will be
right?
7 after.
Oh,
Yeah,
after
7
attack.
should be enough.
No, no, it's 7 after attack, I think.
Oh, okay,
okay, then
then.
it's only that. Okay, fine.
Yeah, because we attack on 4 and on 6 and on 8, right? So that's 6
Yep.
cards and
Mm-hmm.
1 Laboon. I like countering this.
Yep, I also like countering this. Also, from the green purple's perspective, if you're planning on not attacking with your leader, if your opponent lets it die, there's no reason to start the turn with the Zoro swing, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, just leaving the character active so your opponent can't get these cards out of you without committing any Dawn is probably too much.
Yeah, also I think because in those kind of turns, when your strategy pudding is a 7 cost, sometimes they do need all the Dawn to pop it, and then their leader just ends up attacking. So yeah. But let's see. So he's at 8 Dawn now. Probably like Rebecca, Hina, Lucci pop the Searcher, and the
Or
and the
Rebecca
pudding.
Hina Laboon, that's also an option. Or just Lucci.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we can pop the Nami and the Sanji. This is the kind of moments where I don't know if I love the starving, because what if they have 10 Kuzan next? I think that because they're of 5 life, you will. I find it really difficult to see how you get back. Well, at least if you attack them into like 2-3 life, you always have the Luffy lethal angles after the 10 cost. If you had multiple stages, maybe I'll see it, but you don't have that either. This looks like your turn is going to start with like a Sanji pudding and a 4-drop. But
Starving feels really scary into the 10 cost Kuzan. Like, I don't know how you
maybe
can
the goal
get
is
back
just they
from
don't
it.
have it, right?
I guess not
Maybe
all
the
of
game plan
not all
they don't
decks are playing Kuzan.
Yeah, or because you start them, they don't draw it, right? That's also
That is valid. Yeah, if they have fewer cards, they're less likely to have it. But
yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they'll decide to start turning the corner now, or if they're just gonna go Sanji pudding plus Zoro Joro and just try to relax for a little bit.
Only 4
Okay, so they
cards
let the
left.
Hina die.
That's something.
That is true. Only 4 cards is quite difficult to set up more clears. You have to have more Rebecca's, more Kuzan, and stuff like that. And the fact that Nikki didn't draw any 4-cost Kuzans, or hasn't had time to play them, makes this game a lot easier, I think.
Yeah. What do you like here, the Search or the Green Zoro?
The Green Zoro to
like
fight for the Rebecca doesn't feel that bad. Or the
not
Brook,
the
if you
Brook.
want. I mean, they're gonna
You
block,
go
of
6/6,
course.
right?
Oh, they go 6/6. Yeah. It does make the 10 cost a lot worse. And then if they play 10 cost, then
Yeah, they can't
they
pop the
can't
Sanji
KO the
pudding then.
Sanji pudding. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I like the 6/6.
Yeah, this 6/6 is probably better. I was thinking of just leaving the character active, but since you have 2 Zoros, you might as well leave them both rested.
Yeah. And you can probably just let them die anyway if your Sanji pudding survives, because one will die to the 10 cost anyway. Because we're thinking about worst case scenario, right?
Okay. I don't like that block from Nikki's side. I mean, you're just letting your opponent get the free attack.
Yeah. Unless he was planning to counter it and play 10 cost, I think that would be the only way. Yeah.
That's true. Or maybe he has like a Manchetti he wants to use, and just wants to Manchetti the Rebecca or something. That also might be reasonable. But...
So what do we have now? What's like a good play, right? Tempest Kick, the Zoro, Rebecca, Hina, leader, and Lucci pop the Sanji pudding in one of the Zoros. Is that our best?
Uh,
Is that our best bet?
Probably Tempest Kick Clear is probably one of your best ones, but even this one, like Manchetti, Rebecca Hina-Lucci, just killed Sanji Pudding is probably just good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does
It
seem
looks
like
like-
this might be 7 plus Pop the Pudding. That's what.
Yeah.
Oh, this could also be Tempest Kick Jack, right?
Oh, if it's Tempest Kick Jack, it's a nightmare. Okay.
He does
Maybe
not
just
have
Jack
it.
him and pass.
Maybe it's just Jack and.
Oh,
Oh, it's
okay.
Tempest Kick and 6.
Tempest Kick.
Shigan?
Brook.
Oh, I hope he didn't miscalculate. Because that looked like a very Tempest Kick Jack. And I think even if we didn't have Jack, I would like to see the Tempest Kick first, in case we drew the Jack from the Tempest Kick, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Just because it was so backbreaking here, if they had. Like, if this was Tempest Kick Jack, yeah, okay. Oh,
Okay, Suru, Rebecca Brook. Okay.
that's broke.
Something went wrong here.
Yeah.
I
I think
also
he very likely miscounted.
Yeah.
But the green purple isn't in a great spot. I think 2 Sanji Puddings are down. They don't really have many good threats to play next turn or this turn.
You're at 8, so you can't search for a pudding.
Is just a Zorojuro Luno pass? Is that what the plan is?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't like playing Luna like this. This kind of
I don't like
turns, I would
playing
probably just play Luffy, rush, and swing into the board with it, and make him an 8 cost, and basically ask them to be able to pop an 8 cost again the turn after.
Yep.
That's what I would like, because basically, if you're asking them to pop an 8 cost, the 7 cost, 8 cost every single turn, they will run out, right? And the moment you untap with one of those, that's when you take over the game. I think he's gonna play Luffy anyway, and then I would attack into the Brook.
Yeah, I also would have attacked into the Brook. I don't think the Lucci is that relevant right now. Like, it's gonna poke some cards out of you, but you're still at 3 life and have plenty of cards, so not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and I think that attacking into the character, they can always attack with leader big into it, so that element doesn't really matter.
Get punished! Get punished for playing bad.
But I just like presenting a threat every turn, right? Like, I need to ask them every single turn, do you have it?
Yep. And then just 10k swing. 2 cards is expensive, but will Nikki just do a 9 anyways? That's an interesting question.
Just an
honestly, that's why I'm surprised he went 8 as well with Luffy and didn't leave Giant.
Yeah, I was gonna leave up Giant to 7 the Brook.
For sure. Yeah, because at this point of the game, you can't afford to Giant, right? Like, we're pretty high on Dawn, and we're not activating Luffy anytime soon. Oh, this looks like it doesn't work, right? It's only
it's currently a
5.
7 cost, so yeah,
Yes,
so
it's
it's one short. Maybe he's trying to set up for next turn to KO some other stuff. Oh wow, he's just wasting all the cards. Okay.
You hear me well, by the way, Yonas?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's
or is it a little bit quiet?
It's just because on the
chat is saying that George is.
I don't know.
But I can hear you perfectly as well, so.
Okay.
So. He was almost snap picking the Luffy-Taro, and I was ready to question.
I don't think it's that good either. I'm surprised that they're starting with the Nami instead of that Searcher event. I just want to get that card out of our hand. But
okay, so he wants to go 6 Luffy-Taro Zoro.
Oh, okay.
I'll take the Luffy.
Yeah, you're gonna be at 9 Dawn next turn. You should be okay.
Yeah.
So I would just take the Luffy and just try to keep having rush threats. And Nicky's in a very bad spot. I think if he doesn't have exactly 10 cost this turn, I think he loses.
Mm-hmm. I think his turns were a little bit awkward as well. Like the the popping basically was very awkward in every of the in all of the turns.
Yep. We obviously know the green purple Luffy player's hand, but when your opponent doesn't have giant on a spot like that, instead of wasting the 3 cards to go Uta, Soldier, or Suru, I would have just 9 to put 5 down on my Brook.
Yeah.
Your opponent's very not likely to have the counter, and you're still at 5 life. You have the space and the time to make sure to fix it when things go wrong if they have it. But obviously, if he was at 1, you can't really make that risk sometimes, because if he survives, then you just lose.
I mean, when you're at 5 life, you don't lose, right?
Yeah, at 5 life, you have so much time, it's fine. But if it's at 1 life or 2 life, it's a very different game.
Yeah,
okay.
I agree. Robin is nice here.
I don't think you're going to need to counter with 2Ks anytime soon, but the value will be nice with the blocker.
I wonder when he's going to start hitting Lucci. Next turn?
Like full board.
Very likely.
Yeah.
It obviously depends what the cheese KOs look like this turn, though.
Yeah. The moment you untap with a full board, that's when you. But I think we're gonna go 6 with Uta as well here. No,
just blocker. Okay. Okay. We have even more threats. Yeah. Now this turn you get to just go Luffy Taro Sanji Pudding and just do a bunch of 7s at life.
I mean, this turn looks really good.
Yeah. Probably starts with a 6 and then 7, 7, 8, and just put some guys in play.
I would just leave it on here as well. There's no reason for you to. Like you're so ahead. I think you're so ahead this game that I think I would just leave the Dawn open just for safety.
Oh, you can do the 7, 8, 8 if you just don't play the Searcher event. But yeah, you could just play the Searcher event. It makes it safe too.
Yeah, it's like infinite Dawn, right?
Yeah, he had so much Dawn. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But now you have the time to play the Searcher event. You probably don't want to play a blocker over one of your real attackers. So
you're not in any danger to die, right?
Yeah.
Nope. Just a matter of time at this point.
I think I like event. Pick up
might
anything
as well.
and pass. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to even think about ways that Nikki can try to get into this game at this point, and I don't think there is anything.
No, I don't think so. I think you're pretty dead.
Yep.
But like this game is an example of what we're talking about, Jonas, before, right? It's like this works when they don't draw like the bigger cards. Like we saw no Jack, no 10 cost, and then your starving works really well. Like this kind of game looked great, right? Because they only had Utas and Brooks basically. I don't think we've seen a Mancheri either.
Right? Nope,
like,
we did
Yeah,
not.
no Mancheri, just one Rebecca.
Yeah. So that's also for the viewers to see. This game looks so dominant because they did not have the cards, right? Like, don't expect to starve them and always the game's going like this. But if they don't draw the big things, starving is a game plan. 72.
That's an easy 2K.
Yep.
Yeah, is this Jack?
Hina. And then
Utaluchi?
you only get to remove. Yeah. This KO 2 threats. Have a blocker in play.
Is this guaranteed? So Hachi the blocker, then go 7 with Zoro, then you can go 999. So if they counter the 7, you 6, 8 is.
Yeah. Should be
So,
guaranteed if there's Hachi.
Yeah, so Hachi.
To start with a 7.
Yeah.
And regardless of whether they counter or take, it's just all losing.
Yeah. I think no matter what they do, it's possible to. If they counter this, you just go 5 with leader, and then it's 9-11.
Yep. And then you go 9.
Now
or
it's
8,
9.
either one's fine.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter at this point, but yeah,
No.
the 9 is better. And then 11, and then yep.
Yep, and ooh, there was a 10 cost in hand now.
Yeah.
But I guess
It was one of the live.
a little bit late to the party, indeed.
Trigger like sequence, you know. But yeah, it feels like if they can get to the NL turn and then sustain and then survive that turn, then your chances of winning like decrease every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's very good for GP.
Yeah. A really important part about this matchup, I think, is just playing your 6-cost characters and just leaving them in play. Like, they're really difficult for a yellow deck to remove for a while, and having multiple in play is like a nightmare for an Enel because they have to counter out of a lot more swings than they want to.
I agree. Do you like starving as an L?
I don't, but if you're playing Gadatsu, you might just be like priced into doing so, to be honest. Just to try to get the 4 cost.
Oh, Robin. That's a very weak 4-tone play.
No Zorojoro is like very problematic. And just playing Rocket Luffy, yeah.
Let's see if that Radio Knife tech.
That'd be so good.
Like Sanji putting Radio Knife is actually good here because he doesn't know, but they don't have. Oh no, they have the event. So I guess if you do Sanji pudding Radio Knife, they will just pop your Sanji pudding with event.
And looks pretty good for NL, I have to say.
That's true. This game does look pretty good for Enel, but that's mostly due to the fact of green purple's like not great start. Interesting that they're deciding to just not attack, maybe just to not let the 5-cost Luffy get any value.
Awkward turn, but I guess you just do your Gidatsu, like, why not, right?
Yeah.
Might get some value.
Yeah, just pop that Robin.
Yep.
Yeah,
I guess because you delayed it, they will draw with it. I think that's like now they get the value out of it because last turn they would almost certainly not use it last turn.
That's true. The problem is like if it's gonna be worse for you for this Robin to be in play later in the game. So I would just get rid of it now while putting a 6K body in play.
Yep.
But looks like they want to use the 4-cost event. Just maybe to stack the life up a little bit. Interesting.
Yeah, I like developing the 6K. I think he wanted to play the Brûlée. That's the difference.
Okay. And then Kata into 10 costs and just make sure you're super safe.
Yeah, so I guess if you're not gonna attack anyway with leader, you're floating to Dawn. So this is more like efficient, maybe.
Yeah, make sure you have more counter in your hand.
Yeah.
I think that might be reasonable. If you don't think that getting those extra cards with the small swings is gonna matter, and you only think that making sure you survive and playing 10 costs is what matters, then I can see this being better. So that's reasonable. I'm just so used to always playing the 6K body and just always
Yeah.
like establishing board. But this might be better with Enel specifically. So
Yeah. I think I would also just, my first intuition was to pop the Robin. But I can see why he prefers this. Actually, what do you live here? The Luffy or the Sanji pudding?
I was thinking about that exact thing.
Ooh.
It's
Yeah,
very
'cause
close. It might be the Luffy, I think.
I think it's the Luffy.
Yeah.
But I think there is arguments for both.
hmm And he used the Demon Sword card to get rid of the 5-cost character.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I am kind of surprised we didn't block, because we could, right? Or
What's the upside of blocking? Just make the Green Zoros not good?
do you think the blocker is better than the Luffy? That's my.
Oh, I don't think so on this board. Though I think the blocker, just to make sure that when you play the 10 cost the next turn, you get to be at 2 with a blocker, is just like enough better.
Maybe.
It looks like he wants to event and swing 10 onto a Luffy.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe you still gotta.
What he's want to do, I mean, as he is moving his Don, I think he's going for the event on Sanji Pudding and swing 10.
Oh. Okay. Huh.
Interesting. I would slam the Katakuri here, I think.
Yeah, I thought the 8K body would be way too good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if you're gonna attack, then you should have block.
That's true. Yeah, if you're gonna do this, you should block always.
Yes. Because I would rather see a 9 and a 7 than a 10, right? Here. It would be better.
But maybe he just wants to force the giant so that Roberto's only on 5 down next turn.
It does seem like his game plan is to really pressure the resources and not really the board so much. Because in every turn we wanted to develop board, he went for the more resource-based play. So it does seem like he has a game plan, which is. But let's see. So 5.
I think you have to take that always just to make sure these characters turn sideways.
And we don't know the last life, right? We saw a Sanji and the X-Drake with the events.
Not afraid of Onami.
Yeah, he did. He played the Sanji pudding first, no leader effect. If this was Onami here, it would be it would be our follower alert. You know. We have a meme, Yonas, with me saying, I think I was watching Noah, right?
Yes.
I don't know. It was some. I always tell them, don't play your character and then attack into Shanks because they play Mulligan sometimes, you know. And then he plays the character, he attacks, he gets Mulligan, and I say, get punished.
All right, get punished then.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm surprised that considering blocking here. I'm kind of just okay going back up to 1. But this is like a super safe play. You don't have to worry about potentially dying at all.
Yeah. Slap the Luffy. We're throwing the Enel. I was ready to say something about it.
I was very ready to say something about
it. I was like, wow, if he throws the Enel here from hand, then I really don't know what's gonna happen. I was gonna start to consider if I even know what this deck game plan is.
Oh.
Okay. This tank or this page is pretty nice.
That's it.
There really isn't. Yeah, I think you just use it.
There's no way you don't use it, right? Okay.
I mean, there is a way.
How scary 6-cost Luffy. The swings are going to be very annoying if he has it, though. But sometimes it's better to entice your opponent to attack and just keep the card in your hand if there's not really many cards you'd have to use to counter. I was also worried about potentially like Gamma Knife plus a big swing at the Enel if we use the page.
That's what I was thinking too, to be honest. That the first thing I thought when I saw the badge was, do we ever keep it to protect from a Gamma Knife attack? But I don't think you can.
I don't think so either.
I think if they have Gamma Knife, you will lose the NL, and then you need to accept it.
But this situation's a pretty annoying one, funnily enough, because you actually prefer to have this Luffy Taro like sideways to play a second NL and attack into it.
But actually, I think you would rather Katakuri the pudding, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Um,
wouldn't you rather kill the pudding here, like 11 into pudding,
12.
then 12 into pudding,
and then
then
Kata
you
Shirahoshi. Yeah, it's still. I think this is still a better line. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, the badge was really good for you here because I guess that the Sanji puddings don't matter as much now because they managed to get to like 9-10 dawn.
Yeah, that was my main concern. Like the kata is good, but you could just save it for a different turn, and you just don't really need to play the blocker immediately.
Just the nail doesn't heal right now.
It doesn't. It would just be an 11k rush.
Yeah.
But having two of them means they basically can never have any rested characters the rest of the game, where they just die. Also, importantly, I like one thing that's going to happen in this game is that the Enel player doesn't really have many ways to get rid of active characters anymore. The Kato is their main tool. Obviously, we have one Rocket Luffy, which is not going to be the worst. So like, there's going to be a turn where we have to turn all our characters sideways and put our opponent down to 2 instead of having to have played more threats that got rid of board. So I usually just like playing my rushers and fighting for board for as long as I can, and then play the Kata when it's more reasonable to, because they left their entire board active.
He doesn't
This is the kind of turn where, this is the kind of turn where I would like to have a 10 cost ace, I think.
Yeah, 10 cost ace or Yamato or something like that.
Ooh, I like the event actually.
Yeah, the event's quite good here.
Is the event better than Luffy actually?
Actually, no. The event was
because of
I would just take the
stage.
event and then rocket. Yeah. So just rocketing a Zoro is probably good.
I like that. I mean, the Luffy replaces itself. The event looks at life. I think drawing a card is much better than looking at your life.
I don't think we start hitting, right? Or do you?
Looks like you will.
I would just. I think I'm just a fan of just Rocket Luffy now. Get a card.
I guess the event might be better if you're gonna attack leader. That's the only. Your plan was to attack. I mean, but
I guess you have 2 blockers and a lot of counter in hand,
I
but
don't mind that attack.
But I don't know. Like, now we're gonna lose cards in hand. Like, he's not gonna swing face, right?
I don't think so.
It's not very likely to work, so it looks like they're trying to take it to. I'm gonna just swing 8 at your characters the entire time and just let them die. Funnily enough, I would not defend here. I would just let it die.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I would counter the first one.
Maybe the first one is fine, but the second one's annoying, and like the third one is going to be annoying too.
And the second and the third one are so free.
No. But what I mean is, the second one is a 2-don investment if it's a Zorojuro. If the attack with Sanji Pudding, you're happy, right? Because you do it. That's how I'm.
My concern is if we just like the second one. Yeah, let's say they only swing that one. Are you defending this or no?
I would let this go.
Oh, you let this go, and then now their board is sideways, basically.
Yeah, that would be like, I would basically trade a 1k for their like.
Oh, sure.
The rest.
My concern is if they just like swing the rest of their board and then, or even just leave it active and just play a blocker, you just kind of wasted a card for nothing, and they just get to let me go up and block your NL or something. And I'm not really happy with that interaction.
Yeah, but I think if you let it go, then they will attack live, right?
But I think that's better for you than them leaving more of their board active.
Maybe, yeah.
They shouldn't go live right now, right? Because you have a DNL.
Now for sure not. But I'm saying, if you let it die on the first 8, and they have 4 swings left, it is very possible that they will just go 7-7-7-7 live, right?
Yeah, but you can just take all 4 of them and then play second and they'll go back up to 2.
Take 3 of them and counter 1.
You effectively have 4 swings to take, right?
You
want a 2 live?
Oh, that's good.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I meant they will attack with the blocker Sanji too. By the way, that's what I meant.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you'd have to block one of them or counter one. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you? He doesn't.
I don't
think I like
Trigger
triggering it.
Good.
I think I will
The
also
5K
have
block is not
triggered.
going to do anything. Is there a card you want to draw more right now? Is that like, you want to draw like an Enel or
Or
an
ace.
ace or something?
Yeah.
I think the ace doesn't matter because we have a TOPCUT, but I don't think they're ever attacking our life here, right? They are.
Ooh.
Actually,
It's
I'm
Manga
very
9/9.
happy. I'm very happy with this if I'm an L.
Oh,
Actually, it's one of those moments where you don't want. I don't think I will.
it's not
Okay,
as
so you
it's.
use it. I guess now you get rewarded for it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, you see, Frankie wasn't needed. More NL. I guess you just.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm surprised you're attacking with the blocker here. You think you're that safe?
Is. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess he's gonna attack into the Luffy with the Nel. Yeah.
Yep, just got an Enel, gain a life.
So no more Yamatos in this NL. Do we agree with that? Like, aren't we missing it?
No.
I don't think you need it that much, to be honest.
How many bricks can you play, right? They can cut the Katakuris, and the 10 cost ace, I think, is better than the Yamato. So then you have to cut one of the two. Because the NL is better than both of them. I think it's a clear, right? Or what do you
I think the Yamato is only really good against the small aggro decks. Like if you play against Bella Betty, Zoro, stuff like that, you're really gonna want to have Yamato. But those matchups are so good anyways. I don't think you need them. And the Yamato can really be very bad in this matchup, just because of the plus cost not really being that useful, or like the plus cost making it so the Yamato doesn't even KO stuff a lot of the time. Okay.
I think that was our last Sanji, right? So I don't think we have any left in the deck. I saw 3 in the trash and 1 in. So that means for the rest of the game we don't have any left. I don't know how many. So killed 2, right? So there should be one more.
There's killed 2, 1 in life, so there's 1 somewhere.
Oh no, I have Sanji Pudding. There is 3 in the.
Oh, there's 3 in it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
There's none left.
I think the Luffy you killed. The 6 cost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the Green Purple players playing multiple Luffy titles, I don't think they have more than 3 6 costs too. So
Also, I'm surprised we're attacking first. Okay.
I'm surprised we're swinging at that too. I would just put my opponent to 0 and make them try to kill me.
I agree. I would go face.
But yeah.
In this case, there's only one place, and it's the face.
Yeah. One of the issues of trying to make the game about resources too long is Green Purple's eventually going to run you out of cards, like they're doing this game, and then they're still going to have a blocker. They're still going to have like 5 or 6 cards in hand. And they're going to have 3 life. So it's going to be very difficult to actually like kill them from this point on. And with only 3 cards in hand, I'm not sure how much longer you can survive either.
Yeah, like I feel like you could die here if you went face, but I think the chance of you winning was way higher if you faced that.
Yeah.
But let's see. They attack with the blocker.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the 3rd Luffy, yeah. So now that's all of the cards, right?
Yep. So if you give a card here, it's going to be 8899 if they just want to go for game.
I think you need to
so
trigger something either way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So we need something from life to survive either way. But I think I would like to make them use the lead Luffy effect to kill me. Like, I'm okay with taking this, taking the next one, and then hoping for one of them to be a trigger.
Ooh, that's nothing.
That is not good.
Oh!
Yeah, there you go. He's good. I told you.
He's insanely good. No wonder you guys like watching him.
The thing is, it happens literally every time he plays. It's
If you know,
I was gonna
you know.
mention he ended up pitching the zero cost in his hands a while ago, over pitching a card with counter, and I probably would have held on to it. If he held on to it this turn, he would have had a much higher chance of surviving, which is super nice.
You trigger this, right?
Yeah, 100%. You just need the
100%.
body.
Like, now it actually gives you another thing to hit 8-10 with. Yep.
Get that body in play.
Oh,
Yeah.
these triggers, man.
And the event is good too.
Okay. Are you gonna try to survive with a 1 card in hand? That's a really interesting question.
Cameraman, get it. Yes. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I told you about the cinema moments.
Yeah, this is the legendary.
Okay. So how do we kill them here, right? I think if you're gonna kill them live, it starts with a smaller swing and not with an. I think if you're gonna go for game, it starts with like an 8 or something with Frankie, something like that, or like a 10.
I would start with an 8 with leader at life, and then I would, if they counter out of the first 8, I might just go for board. I think you could survive with 2 blockers and 2 life and no cards in hand.
Yeah, I don't like the 6. I don't know why
the 6 is too small. You don't need your Dawn.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand where are we putting all that. Like, we're gonna play event. It looks like. So I think he's gonna go to 2 life with no cards in hand. That's the read I'm getting.
Okay.
Okay, he's going for board fully. Like, this is confirmed now, right? There is no way he's going for game anymore. So to me, this feels like it's gonna be like.
Ooh, zero cost event.
That's so bad. Okay. Okay. How do you swing now?
So they have Giant in hand for sure.
Yeah, you have 5 down to work with effectively.
I like 13. I would put at least.
I would have done the
on
13
the
as well. 13 seemed really nice.
13 feels amazing actually because.
Ooh, ditching the event.
There you go. So now 14's in the Luffy-Taros, right? Because you can still event the Zorojuro after. Oh, we threw the event.
Yep, we threw the event. Now I'm actually quite surprised.
I didn't think he wanted to pitch the. I think he just want to play the blocker. I think
he wants to play the second blocker, yeah.
Yeah, and then.
Really? Don't you want to guarantee everything dies? I guess it's very big. No, don't leave 7 Dawn open, please.
Yeah, just put 5. Just put all the Dawn on it.
I can't.
Maybe he wants to tap a shit out Hoshi for fun.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I just don't think the Zoro matters because I don't think that the green purple player has 4th Luffy, and even then it's.
Yeah, so we saw 2 or 3 Luffy-Taros.
I think there was only 2.
So I think it's very unlikely they have a 4th copy of Rush Luffy. So this feels to me like they are basically out of cards. I don't think they can kill you anymore. I think they have no Sanji Puddings left, no Rush Luffy left, no Luffy-Taros left. And I also think this is the last Zorojuro, the one that's in play now.
Yeah, you actually just ran them out of relevant cards, which is surprising. Because Green Purple does not have many relevant cards. We just kind of named all of them.
Yeah.
So moving all of them is a feat.
I actually think you can't lose anymore.
Yeah. That's why I thought the Zorojuro didn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Roberto just encountered with the cards.
Now we did see how much value the Enel can generate, right? Like, how much did he heal? Like, that was...
Looks like 11-11 into the Enels here. Leader effect plus 5 Donald leader in 11 and kill one of the NL.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
even after this, it's still gonna have 2 10 drops in play and then a blocker. And
They have nothing in play.
it's
You're
gonna
gonna
have
be at 1
nothing.
life. Yeah.
Oh,
With
Luna the
Luna,
blocker. Okay. And
Oof.
the problem is attacking them doesn't accomplish anything. And
Nope.
also the Kata is so good here. Jesus Christ.
because they can heal the Brule, you mean, right?
Yep.
After
Yeah, you can
the-
discard the 8 or the kid if you want.
They can even go for lethal here.
Yeah, they can go
With
for
the 8
lethal.
because kid.
I think I would.
You're so
It-
far
it-
ahead.
Yeah.
I think the only way you lose is just Luna trigger at board or at your 10 drop. So
But-
either one's kind of fun. Gamma Knife, get
But I
it
think
down.
now you trash their life for sure, right?
Yeah.
Because now, yeah.
The
Needed
stages.
those
Yeah.
way earlier. Oh, the Gamma Knives. Yeah. Gamma Knives would have been good earlier. Even if he can survive here, he's gonna be at like 2 Dawn.
Yep.
No, less. He's gonna be at... Yeah, he's gonna be at...
And one more hit is coming as well.
Yeah, I mean, if this is Giant plus 2k, he's only at 4 Dawn next turn. There is...
Yeah.
Not
There's
with-
no way you can get enough attacks.
Not with this board, at least. But it is crazy that green purple can actually survive this.
Honestly, he forgot the EU. On the brother, he said he forgot the EU.
It's crazy that the Luffy can actually survive out of this. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the things that took me a while to figure out when I was playing this deck for the first time. You're a very powerful aggro deck, but you just also can't die. So you get to just take the game a lot longer than you can expect.
The fact that every card in your deck replaces itself. Bro, this guy is so good.
Okay, GG's to Asakura winning with his Enel. That was a crazy gamer one. We still have a little bit of game at table in Mulheim and top 4 in London with it, back to back, but he is not convinced about the deck in EB format, and that's why he picked up Teach.
That is fair.
I also think Shanks on the same boat, similar boat as Vegapunk, not the play style, but where it stands for me is I think it's the matchup with GP is not as good as people. Like, I am convinced. A lot of people think that Shanks is favored. It is not. Like, it's close at best, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I think it's favored for GP a little bit. Like, you're a bit favored as GP, I think. And just by the consistency fact, the fact that they don't always have stage, the fact that they don't always have the reducer plus pop on curve, just by that factor, I think you are favored. But even the games where they have the reduce and the pops, you still beat them time. So, yeah.
I've beaten that deck way too many times with very bad draws from green purple that I haven't really been that excited about playing it.
We agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he
But let's see.
black halt on turn 2. No, 1 actually.
Oh, that's so painful.
Yeah, I wanted to say this before I ask your opinion because most games I felt like I lost were the games where they lead it from the beginning and my hands look like nothing. Like where my hand is like Nami stage, and then they leader affect me from 1 Dawn and I cannot find a single card to develop. Okay, we didn't leader affect them here.
Yeah, they chose not to use leader effect, or they chose to use leader effect on their 3 down turn, but not the 5 down turn.
Yeah, this I don't really get because I think if you're gonna do it on like 3, I think it's too easy for them to just go double searcher on 5 instead of just playing the pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't like this play, but if you want to make your opponent play Zoro Joro, then it makes it so that if you just find the Duck Hugh Van Augur, then you're in a pretty good spot. So maybe this was him trying to bait his opponent into doing that, and now if he finds Van Auger, the game's pretty favorable.
Yeah, we also don't know how many he plays. Maybe he plays like 4, and then it makes sense.
Yep. Oh, there it is. It's the second Burgess that is going to the bottom, though. I don't know how relevant that is, but...
Do you need to leader here? Don't, right? Oh, yeah, you do, because Taro, you do. So he's gonna leader effect the Ogre and get it with Kuza.
Yeah.
And then pop the... right?
Okay.
I don't think there is a... This match really depends on as GP.
It just depends on your hand very much.
Yeah.
I've had so many games where my hand was 3 stages in this point of the game, and it's really hard to play.
I agree. Or like you draw your Namis and your Zorojuros after they start leader affecting, and all of a sudden your hand looks like... I mean, it looks good for Teach here. And to be honest, I would counter this.
Yeah, I think I would counter here too, funnily enough. But I'm not very happy about Blackbeard's position. Not because I think the start was bad. I think the start's pretty good. But they can't ever play 2 10 drops this game, or not very likely. So Green Purple can very likely just take the game slow with the 2 10 drops. And I'm saying that just because my era just put 2 10 drops in the trash earlier.
Yeah.
So Teach doesn't have the same like late game plan that they have normally of just playing 10 drop, 10 drop, 10 drop, and just slow the game down.
Was it maybe a mistake for him to drop to pitch it the 10 cost, because he took a 2k, but that 2k he just used for, well, leader ability? Like, was there an argument that he should have picked a 10 cost?
I think there was an argument. I'm not entirely sure that he should have, just because they had no counter at the time. That was like the only 2k that they had. So it was a very tough decision to just take the first 2k over a 10 drop. But putting 2 10 costs in the trash definitely makes it a much harder game to play, I think.
What do you keep here? I think I would keep the
I would keep the Luffy. You can't keep the 2k. You need the extra resources.
Okay. But you are slamming 10 question no matter what.
I think so. You just have to. Like your other plays are just so much worse, but I think you might need the Lafitte for after the 10 drop.
I let this.
Are there 9 cards in trash? You could try to save it and just block, but
what does it do? You're gonna 10 cost next turn anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be matter next turn, but the turn afterwards, if you have a 10 drop in play, that might help you like get better clears on the following turn, basically. But if you're playing towards only liberation, then yeah, it probably makes sense to just let it die and move on.
I guess you can attack with it.
Yeah, you could attack with it, but it just dies the turn after, I think. Or I guess you could just block always.
Yeah. You need another Luffy.
Yep.
And Teach needs another Teach.
Yep.
I think whatever you pick here, you will throw from leader.
Yeah. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but that was one of the spots I might not even use my leader effect.
I would not.
Just because if you look at the top 3 and you put a 10 drop on the bottom, I think you just like almost die.
Or if somehow it's 3 pistols and you whiff, you like this game, like, you know, I know it's crazy unlikely, but I think it's unnecessary to risk it. We're not looking for anything.
Now he is thinking about
he's
using leader ability.
Yeah, because you searched and you found Kuzan, now you're thinking of not using leader. Yeah, and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's the main issue. Don't trick yourself into not using leader effect every turn.
Yeah. Because I think some Teach players also don't really realize that they will lose the late game. Like
Yeah.
if you like the late game is not yours because you have 10 cost in play. If they go Sanji Pudding, Kia, Leader Effect, Zorojuro, Search, then play like another stage, you're not ahead. You know, I don't think you're ahead anymore, even if you have Kuzan in. So yeah, but Kuzan is really strong, right? So I understand why he wants to keep it.
Also, that one extra card that can help you dig deeper, do your second 10 cost. But like we don't know. Maybe the 10 cost is just in in his lives.
Or he
And,
only plays 3. That's also possible.
It's also very possible. If you played
Yeah.
3, there's no way you don't take the second 10 drop though, right?
I agree. I think when the moment you drop the second one, Luke feels to me that you play 4. But
We're just gonna play Sanji Pudding. And just draw pass, so they're trying to do something else. Just get the stages out of their hand like we were mentioning.
yeah, like now it's the turn where you get to cycle everything.
Get that free block. Robin, okay.
He got rewarded, I guess, for not using here because they only got to search once.
Yeah, only searched once, then used the stage. That was otherwise dead.
Is there a Burgess in? I don't think I've seen one this game.
There was one off of a search, but I think it might have been stage search and not my era search.
No, we don't.
Yeah, no Burgess.
Wow, 20 cards in trash and no Burgess.
well, we did 2 to the bottom.
Oh, there were
Yes.
2, not just one. One Luffy and one off the stage. Okay.
Yeah, 2 are at the bottom, so that's something we know.
Probably just have to pitch Van Augur to stage, unless you're trying to bring back Q with Kuzan and then KO4 cost. But and this is the punishment of just not letting the Van Augur die the turn before, which is unfortunate. We got Burgess now.
Yeah, I think I'd take the Burgess here, Leader affected away, and someone.
You gotta take Burgess, use Leader effect, and activate Kuzan.
You get to attack twice live. Attack with Leader and with Ogre.
What? 6, 8, 7, 7, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, like I did. I think you can go 6 with Ogre first, so you don't give them. I guess they know both your cards in your hand, so it doesn't matter.
It's probably better just to do the 6 with the Augur. Maybe there's a weird like Luna trigger that ends up resting something.
Yeah, and then you Kuzan a blocker
Mm-hmm.
for some reason.
Okay, that's an unfortunate find.
That's a very big forecast, by the way.
6-8. Right? Yeah, you think a 4 cost 10k that cannot be KO'd by effect is good?
It's pretty good, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Below average.
I think average 4 cost, you know. You do think that Burgess is the strongest card in the Teach?
Like, by a lot.
Yeah, by a lot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think more games are won because of Burgess and not because of 10 costs, like Shanks matchup, Lucci matchup, stuff like that. I all think it's come more down to having Burgess instead of the 10 cost. Like, Abster always said that the 10 cost is only more relevant than Burgess in the Bonnie matchup.
Yeah, that matchup's a lot more about just like stopping leader effect. I don't even put Burgess and play that often in that matchup. It's mostly just Van Augur.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I think Kuzan's close to Burgess is because Kuzan could bring back Burgess in terms of power level.
Kuzan is only so strong because Burgess.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
And that makes the new Kuzan also pretty good.
Not bad.
This is like the Spandine arguments, you know? People think Spandine is very good, and I was like, well, Spandine is only playable because Rebecca is a card, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that.
Okay.
What do we do? Okay,
We
Sanji
block with
Pudding.
Robin. I forget what we searched, but
I'll be right back. I'll leave you guys here.
Another Burgess. So that's the fourth copy, right? Because we bought them two, is
Yep.
what Ruben said. To be honest, I wasn't paying attention either on the second Burgess. I also thought it was only one that we saw.
yeah, but yeah, there's not very many purchases to play towards, but you
Yeah.
might just have to. I wonder if they're gonna attack the Lafitte. It's kind of close. Obviously the Lafitte gets the extra card, but now if you play an extra threat, Liberation ends up being very scary.
We bought them two though, but they don't
Yeah,
know
but
that.
Green Purple doesn't know that.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Sanji.
Okay, he's playing it.
Oh, interesting. You don't want to do either swing? You just don't want your character to die and you just want to take some swings?
I just take the event here, right? The
SHA?
Yeah, because you can go 6 double Burgess. It's efficient still.
Yep.
Maybe he's scared of milling himself. I don't get there.
So there.
I do think not attacking with either Sanji Pudding or Luffy last turn was a big mistake. Probably just Sanji Pudding. I think you need your opponent at 3. Now,
That's the
if Teach just plays 2 Burgesses, this is very scary lethal.
I think no matter what you pick, you're throwing away anyway.
Yeah.
No
They're all
matter.
going to be in the trash at the end, so.
I guess actually I pick the Burgess. Oh no, it doesn't matter. You'll be at 0.
Yeah.
We have 30k on stats in hand. That's pretty cool. Even more.
33. I wish we'd get
33.
all 4 in play, but I don't think we have the time for that.
Nope. Oh, he's tempted to not play 2 of them.
Yeah. It looks like they might be thinking about just playing only 1 and just only having 2 Burgesses.
I somehow feel that he needs to play 2 because he is on the clock and he needs to win, like maybe next turn.
Yeah, I thought 2 would be a better way to try to go for a game, but
I would definitely.
Like saying no to a 11k forecast feels so weird. But he's.
Can you ever die next turn? No. You have 10 cost blockers, so they need to connect 6, right? They need 6 attack. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5. But if they play another Luffy from hand, so they are at 5, 7 don't. I guess if all your lives are bricks, you die. But I don't know. I would find this like impossible to die next turn. So I would just like to see 6 double Burgess.
He should know. He should know how many 2Ks are in life, right? He went through the whole deck.
But I don't know.
I'm not sure if they've
paid
been through
attention.
the. They probably have.
He did. Yeah. But I was not paying attention enough to know. Let me put it like that.
But
if we've been through the entire deck, we haven't seen the other teach. So the last teaches in life, which is important.
Yeah.
Unless
he plays.
Yep.
That's true. And we saw 2 liberations. I don't know if they play 2 or 3, so could be interesting to deal with.
Not
I would be very surprised if we.
Yeah, he doesn't know either. I understand.
Like,
I'm trying. You know what I'm trying to find here? What is the punishment for playing both? And I can't find it.
Is there something with Zoro Luna? I don't know. I'm just trying stuff.
They can't because you will leader effect with the third one.
Yeah, if you leader effect the third one away.
That's true. You leader effect. But yeah, I'm a simple man. I see 4 cost 11k.
Yeah.
I play 4 cost 11k, right?
Okay, now you didn't leader. Now it opens up what you. Right?
Now,
Because we didn't.
The Zoro Luna?
Yeah, well, can they do that? I think they cannot. There are 7, not 8.
Yeah, they have one done short. Well,
no, they can't do Sohachi either because they're at 7 on.
Yeah, if they play the Demon Sword card, then they could do something like play a card, rest another one Luna, and then maybe be in a good spot.
I like his comment. It's funny.
I'm used to Shanks.
He's used to Shanks, so not that much.
I respect that one.
But I think that also comes. Let me just say something because Yonas pointed it out before that he didn't like that he didn't attack with characters, and this turn really shows the difference because if they were at like 2 lives here, right, or if they were at 3 or 2 lives here, this game all of a sudden looks different, right? Because then there is a chance you have lethal this turn. Like from 2 lives, you kill them you kill them very consistently from this point, right?
Yeah.
So
and unfortunately, we're in the spot where it's like pretty easy for Blackbeard to survive comfortably because we can't turn the Sanji sideways at this point because we don't really have anything reasonable to go for game with. And then the turn afterwards, they might be able to survive a whole extra turn, especially if they find second 10 drop. So
yeah. And also here they have like 4 chances to trigger. Even if you went for game, they have so many looks to renegade, stop your Luffy.
I guess I might spoil to you guys so we can think about the outs. There is no forward 10 cost.
Yeah, so it's
only 3. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Then I am surprised he dropped the second one. Really.
Yeah.
Knowing it's his last. So he basically at that point decided that he will only play with 110 cost and just win with Burgess.
Yep.
Right? Like that was the decision he picked. Yeah.
But that was also weird because at that point already 2 Burgesses were at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah.
So that could have gone very wrong.
Let's
see what this game's going to look like.
How can we Robin, attack, put them at 2 life, play Robin blocker and pass.
That's a scary trigger. Whenever I'm super scared whenever my opponent triggers something.
You're looking at it and you're like, what is it? What is it?
Well, I guess there was no scary trigger at this point, right?
Yeah, because you used
if someone's playing bid or something silly.
Oh, bid, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Talking about bids, Abster just went 3-0 with Vegapunk.
Oh. I always associate Abster with the bid version. I don't remember seeing anyone play it before him. So regardless of whether he actually came up with the idea, I'm going to give him credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was the trigger guy.
The casino guy.
He just likes haunting me my nightmare.
But something that Abster really, really wants to dodge is that Asakura with the NL player that we just saw is also 3-0. So NL is also doing good.
You know, it would be so thematic if NL wins today. With Yonas here.
Perfect.
With us. Yeah.
I'd be so happy. I've lost faith in that deck, unfortunately, for at least a little bit.
He was playing interesting though. We have to admit it, right? Like he did do some different things than I was.
Yeah, he was definitely doing some unconventional things I had to think about for a while, and they were quite reasonable.
Okay, we attack with the Sanji here. Wow.
I actually like this a lot. Oh, okay, we're safe. I didn't think that leaving them active was going to be good because one issue that can arise here is if your opponent spends the entire turn just attacking your characters, they're going to die anyways. And your lethal is going to be worse when they have a blocker in 2 life. So I think you have to be a little risky here. But the black hole off the draw might be too much. Because it's a black hole and then a bunch of 12s or 13s if they go all in. So
Mm-hmm.
14.
Just don't.
14.
I think the moment I saw the trash, I think trash the whole hand is.
These
One
are
off now.
these are big boys.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one off. Yeah, he's.
Okay, so we got a 12. Yeah, you don't have to commit to going all in anyways, just
Yeah.
because you always have Kuzan plus blocker, so let's
I
give
agree.
ourselves that option.
But I think if they
You can-
leave the blocker last, then you do it and then you throw your whole hand and go for.
Yeah. First life's not Luna.
He's
You're gonna go for it? Interesting. Okay.
Even if he black holes, it still not needs to go all in, right? Like.
But I think if you do it, he will. Oh no,
Yeah.
I would do it here.
Trash full hand, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, what do they need to counter? That's what I need to count. They need to counter a 14, a 14. So they need to take a 14, counter a 14, counter a 10, and a 12.
That's a lot.
Right? To survive.
Yeah.
So
I might be sure if I would.
I think just one thing. I think I would go for 13 first and see if the last life is Luna. Maybe that's the only thing I would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's going for it.
That's only Luna can hurt you now, right?
Yeah. And there's one Luna in trash, I think, already, right?
Yeah.
Imagine your 10 cost Teach is smaller than your Burgesses.
Yeah, you're thinking of attacking with the 10 cost first because it's smaller.
Okay, not Luna. So it's gonna be pretty hard to survive here, but 3 giants will be it might very likely be enough.
It's crazy if a deck can survive all these swings.
Can they?
It's gonna be close.
I think even with 3 giants, he still needs like a lot of 2Ks after.
Yeah.
Like a lot, right? Because it's still.
So if you giant 2K,
11.
1K this, you're gonna have 4 cards in hand. So you need to counter out of an 11 with 4 cards. Not easy. No, it's just 18. Okay, that works.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's not bad.
We need 4 2Ks and a 1K after giant. So can happen.
Holy shit! If this happens,
2 0 0
Now
0
2K 1K
2.
Oh, I had it. Oh my god!
So Jesus Christ!
Holy times were and Zoros and so on. So
I think you guys also have like a player that's very known in the US for playing Nami.
Yes, it's one of Nicky Goldman's teammates. His name's Adam. He wins every single Nami or event in California with Nami. So
yeah, so
he's very good with that deck.
He's the kind of guy for Europe. He's like the Nami guy, but he has been playing a lot of different decks lately. So okay, but we see Cavendish on curve.
Yep.
Interesting decision about whether you want to play the Nami. I thought it was really good to play it because you really want to force the Docu to get rid of it. Or if they don't have Docu, even better. And then now you get to just like use that extra character and then also play Cavendish. So you have 2 very scary threats.
Yeah, I feel like it's also the only turn where your Nami is like efficient to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I like playing the Nami here.
Ooh.
We're in a good spot.
All I would say so far so good. Looking really good for Nami, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of this matchup? Actually, I heard Ruben say Teach is hard or something like that, but I feel like
it's close. I think it's still
close, right?
favored for Blackbeard, but every 10 drop matters a ton, and you need a lot of Burgesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also very aggressively mulligan for Q because I think the easiest way you can lose in this matchup is Nami and Cavendish. So doing Q Van Auger stuff is like a really good way to make sure they can't get on or get things going. They have Sneak Dance too. Ooh.
Oh, I'm scared when they hover on the end turn button when they are playing in a tournament.
Yeah.
The-
But it's good that it has like, do you really want to end your turn?
yes.
This Nojiko is going to be very, very difficult for Teach to beat this game. One of the hardest parts about playing this matchup as Teach is trying to figure out when you want to start using leader effect. Because I don't think you can use it that early, just because you need the cards in hand to be able to defend your board, first of all. But at the same time, you have to make sure that they can't play Nojiko to bounce your Burgesses always, or you want to make sure that they can't Kaya kill you out of nowhere. So I think it's just difficult in
and-
general.
Don't pop the Cavendish.
And if he doesn't leader ability right now, that Nojiko is gonna bounce a Burgess.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty close to game over.
I think if we don't leader effect, it's a game end, right?
Okay, he did
Just-
leader.
But I already think it's bad. Like,
Yeah, this situation is not that
this
good.
is, yeah, I think Nami is like super ahead now.
Yep.
We just pass, right? We don't actually need to do anything.
Yeah, you're not going to do anything.
No.
Love how chat is going on the Gum Gum Giants.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can't blame them. Right? That was a 14 and a 20, and he almost like, god damn. It was with 6 cards in hand too.
That's it.
This, I think we will throw an event at easily.
Yep.
I also see that the blue-yellow Namis are playing the Cavendish right now as well, because it can generate so much value.
Yeah. When I was testing that deck a little bit before, I was worried it wouldn't be that good because having a 6K character is nice when you're a 5K leader, but it's like kind of a liability sometimes when you're a 7K leader. But the card advantage might just be good enough to just have to keep.
And it feels like a must removal as well, because...
Yep.
But Cavendish will survive again a turn, and you're on 4 cards at Teach, so... or 5. And you need to leader ability again. Ooh, a Pilaf.
We like that.
Yes. You can draw a lot of cards this turn as well.
Yeah. It's probably just swing 7 at the Teach, or at the Burgess, get a card, and then peel off. Unless they want to do a bigger swing.
I probably like a 10. Like a
Yeah, 10 is
9.
just a lot of Dawn. Just like 10 and then pass, basically. Or do you think you can only leave up 1 Dawn and play peel off?
Yeah, I think I would like 10, Pilaf, leave 1 off.
Okay.
I only like this because they are so low on cards, and your goal is basically to run them out of cards so you can start using on plays.
Sure. Yeah.
And if this Burgess dies, now you just don't play the Pilaf, and your Cavendish survives another turn, right? Yeah. But I think if they protected the Burgess, I would just play the Pilaf and just accept that my Cavendish died.
Yeah.
Oh, my plan was just go 6 and then 8, still get 2 cards out of them, but just leave up more Dawn that way if they end up countering. Or 6 and then 7, or 6, 8, right? Yeah.
6 where?
Oh, sorry, 7 and then 8, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Just get the 2 cards one at a time, rather. I apologize.
Sure. That works.
But yeah, this makes them have a 2K, which is slightly better, but I always wanted to nickel and dime the cards.
Yeah.
And not have to commit the Dawn.
I think prop might even be better, actually. The 7-8.
And we are countering this, right?
I think so. How you're countering is the question. Just love plus Spada?
And Spada prop.
Or you have rubber band in there?
What a one.
Seems like he's deciding on Nojiko.
I think I like Spada just so that I can like maybe find another Pilaf and go double Pilaf pass.
Yeah, I think so too.
Or I could just do this. But I'm not an Nami. I guess they don't put cards because they don't want to get to the bottom of the deck and have these last cards. But they seem like really bad cards to draw to. That's why my intuition was to bottom them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We put the All Stars on top, right?
Yeah, just to rubber band.
So we're gonna rubber band it. Yeah.
And fishing up this. Yeah. This third purchase.
And some updates. Appster just lost against Enel. So we have an Enel on 4-0. And Potpot won against Mausio, so we also have a green-purple going 4-0.
Ooh.
I don't
I'm
mind that.
excited for Enel to take it down. The team Enel today.
I don't mind another big attack like 11.
Yeah.
I think I would. That's what my first intuition tells me on this turn.
The Cavendish essentially makes you a 6k leader because they are always swinging on it. So you have a lot of time, right? Because like Nami is still on 4 life. So he doesn't need to rush.
It, right? They could just event in one of these turns.
Yeah, if they had it, of course. But I mean, during these turns, the Cavendish mate, Nami, is basically a 6k leader for the full game.
I don't know who added it in the deck, but it's good.
Mm-hmm. I don't know who got the idea for it, but I'm just super, like, this is a very interesting tech. And I think it's a very good tech when not many decks are playing that much removal.
Yeah.
He also won a tournament, one of the cups with Nami, and every game that we were watching him, the Cavendish was like insane. He beat it like I think 3 green purples that day, and a lot was also because of the Cavendish.
I feel like if they have open dawn, you have to ignore it.
Yeah.
If they, but.
Ooh, okay. Deciding to play Nami.
And it's a little bit hard for us to commentate these kind of games, I feel like, because there is not that much, like, we're just protecting the Cavendish every turn and right. So I think as long as the Cavendish is as long as the Cavendish is in play, this game is never gonna end. Right? Teach is never gonna win.
Just always white snake this and then spend 2 cards defending your Cavendish from the 10. I assume a 10 drop's coming, so.
Yeah, I like it. I like Snake. It cycles a card to.
I'm not even sure if the Cavendish is worth defending at this point. Maybe it is, just because you get to attack with the Nami. But... Ooh, okay. $22 cards in deck. Okay.
Oof.
Ooh, we're 2 for 2.
Those were good triggers, twice.
Yeah. It's that breakfast, so bad.
Well, we're playing the card. I haven't seen it for a long time, I think.
Since like OPO2?
Yeah. OP3, I think we still played.
Is this the first gavel that we see? We haven't seen one, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen a single gavel. It's one of the few cards that can't protect Cavendish, but thankfully I haven't seen it until now.
You see Mr. Hunger to play around the Teach effect. It's like next level text.
Absolutely.
Activate main.
$12 cards in hand.
I can't imagine how Teach player feels. right now.
Bored.
Has to feel miserable.
Yeah, because you know you're lost,
Oh,
right?
those Namis are actually really good right now.
Can't even
Yep.
bounce the Burgess.
Oh,
He just does not care.
He's like
He's gonna try to save the hanger for going for game after a 10 drop instead.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought slowing the game down would be better, but maybe you just don't need to.
Yeah.
this was really a
Like I
play
feel,
like come
I
at
feel
me,
like
bro.
if you, yeah, exactly. Because I feel like if you bounce the Burgess, you never lose. But I think this play tells me he thinks he can never lose.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
No.
Yeah.
He feels confident.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he has 12 cards in hand. He's allowed to be confident, right?
You have to slim down because he needs to like trim some cards from the hand so you can actually start cycling with.
I think he bottom decked one of the Love beams and he used one of the Love beams to protect the Cavendish. So I'm not sure how fast we are gonna see more of those beams.
Just double rubber band this turn.
Yeah, I like.
12. More teach.
Yep.
15 cards.
Actually, I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little bit like I think he's still gonna win.
But it's a lot closer now when you don't
It's a
bounce
lot
the
closer
Burgess.
that we didn't bounce the Burgess. Yes. We put the. Oh wait, we need to put the Gavel third, right?
The Pilaf on top
Why are you
because
putting the Pilaf so high?
because
I thought you'd want it like third.
Yeah, third
we
because
stacked the previous search. The previous search we put the Gavel first, right? So Gavel was first, then Meal, then draw the card. So I thought that Gavel should be first again now. But we will see. We will see.
Yep, 13.
I mean, no matter what, you only have to survive one more turn, right?
Yeah, probably.
But I'm surprised we played the Hanger. Why are we not just laughing?
Yeah, I think holding on to one Pilaf for the trying to go for a game, but it's fine. But I don't think you need to do it now.
Yeah. You have one, right? You can keep that on the back.
Yeah. Play another Nami.
Guess so.
These are really good.
Yeah, if they get their value, it's like so hard to keep up. Because Nami's been, the Nami deck's been seeing like at least 3 cards every turn.
And this Cavendish is gonna attack next turn too. I think if we survive this turn, it's over, right?
We need to get we need to use some events, but yeah, if we can survive, it's pretty. I think it's pretty over.
Because also the Cavendish can connect.
Also, importantly, they don't have a 4th 10 drop that we know about. We know we don't have 4 10 drops, so the turn afterwards, they can just win on their opponent's turn, which is quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
Frampton probably has a much better idea of what his life is.
I agree. Yeah. If you ask me how the deck is stacked now, I can only tell you that it's that the next card should be Gavel. That's the only thing I can tell you. And then
already?
This one should.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's 2 random cards, and then it should be Love Beam, I think. The one we draw after. And then I think it was Pilaf first and then Gabo. For some reason he put the Pilaf first, I remember. If I had to say
If that's
out
the
of my
case, then the pilafs are good enough, right? Because you get
Yeah.
to
He-
draw for turn,
Yeah.
pilaf.
Yep.
It is. It's draw for turn, Pilaf, but there is even a Gabble in there.
Yeah, he got it. He got it.
So I guess you can't depend on the Gabble because if they have the third turn cost, you lose. But no, he has the hunger, right? Yeah. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
he also has the hunger,
It doesn't
so
matter. It doesn't.
But there's also a Nami that can attack. So
Yeah, it
to
doesn't.
get one card out. So
and if there's no 10 cost, even a Cavendish that can still attack.
Yeah, but let's say it's double event here, right? And they pop both and pass. You still win with double Pilaf plus hunger.
Well, if it's double event,
you don't need the hanger.
you
just
don't
draw
have
for
on
turn and you
place.
have
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like many ways to.
Yeah.
I think this is Pilaf. Oh no,
No,
is
the next
Pilaf?
one. The next one is Pilaf.
Yeah.
GG's to Ramten winning with Nami and showing that the Cavendish, if the Teach can't deal with it, that it's. Ooh, and he's gonna counter.
I'm gonna be right back 1 second.
Huh, that's really strange to pitch the Burgess. This maybe it's not really trying to put a board in play. Alrighty. We've dodged the first trigger.
And we have a Shigun for the buggy.
Yep. Arlong doesn't have the same card advantage tools that like Dofi has, but it does have this like a lot of similarities, like putting in a 4 cost for only 3 Dawn while swinging 7. And also like, any potential triggers are going to be a nightmare.
Oh, another buggy?
Looks like they're just going to. If it's banished double attack, it's going to be so good here. No, just Arlong. But still, 7k banish is not bad. And a deck that needs all its resources like Blackbeard. And you stop the leader attack as well.
What do you think of the 4 cost Arlong? Do you like it?
It's surprisingly good in this deck when it goes down to 1 life because it just needs to survive 1 more turn. But it's been expensive, so I wasn't like a huge fan of the card when I played it last.
I was thinking at the same actually, and also against some leaders like Lucci, it's relevant.
Okay.
We pitched a banish Nami, so I guess we're not gonna banish again.
But we are going to be using this 3 cost Arlong and then using leader effect again.
So
so this DOCU can't activate.
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know the card, because it's a little bit blurry, it's on play, if your leader has the Fishman or East Blue type, give up to 1 rested Dawn to your leader. Then up to 1 of your opponent characters with a cost of 5 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's turn.
And the key thing here is blockers also cannot block because they need to rest to block.
Ooh.
So yeah.
I think it's
attack, cannot block, and then cannot activate effects.
Ooh, Lib is good.
Lib is really good.
There is a Basil though, so you have to either not get rid of Basil or be okay with losing an extra life.
Actually, I guess is Lib very good. I got hyped for her.
I think you have to Lib.
If you had something else going on, maybe, but
you attack the Onami and leap the other. So you leap the other 2 and attack the Onami.
I think so.
Go to 2, play a blocker.
Ooh.
They're okay with like letting the Basil survive then.
Trigger? There's still no trigger.
Yeah, for a deck that's all triggers, there's not been many so far.
Yeah. We could use the word unlucky here.
But this is gonna be a pretty good turn to put in a lot of characters from the Arlong perspective.
Like, the Teach is on 1 card in hand and 3 life and not really a board. Like, I actually think the Arlong is cruising.
Mhm.
But let's see what he has up his sleeves. I'm quick gonna take a quick look at his list, so I know what to expect.
What do we need here? Like, I think the problem with being so like lower on life is Hodi, because I want to play Hodi this turn, right?
Oh, he's
Mhm.
so good here.
Yeah, but I do think you have to clear the Vasco.
Yeah, just 5/7/8 is good though. Or
agree.
8/7 if you want to play around Liberation Trigger or Black Hole Trigger. I probably would just do 8/7. It's like so unlikely your opponent's gonna counter out of the 7, so it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would go 8/7. It's way more punishing to get your Hodi to not attack than to counter the 7.
Wait, why wouldn't he attack?
He's gonna lose Rush because he's gonna.
If they hit Black Hole or Liberation Trigger,
they hit
they
Black
make
Hole or
the
Liberation.
Cody lose the rush effect.
See,
Oh,
it
there.
even.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they chose to get rid of the .q, but
Yeah, that's oof, those are not really good options. Like, okay, we can get rid of the basil, but
the Hodi too, right? We could augur Black Hole the Hodi.
yeah, you can Black
yeah.
Augur or yeah, you can do that and then swing 6.
But I think that's where it comes to maybe bite you that you didn't Liberation the Hawk and you chose to let it on play. Like, yes, you trash a life, but it might be that on the continuation of this game, this Hawkins gonna do more than just the 1 life.
Now we are potentially punished for attacking the docu instead of face last turn, but leaving 2 Dawn open.
What do you think he's gonna do here? Do you think he's gonna pop the Hodi or the Hawkins?
I would pop the Hodi.
Me too.
And then just do a 6 at life. I don't think you can attack the basil, but you can if you want. But once you don't remove it the first turn, you're kind of just committed to not trying to remove it.
You know what I'm thinking? What if we just go big face, put them at 0, and then pop the Hawkins?
Just go 9.
Like 9 play docu, and 9 life play docu, then Liberation the Hawkins. Then
I was worried about another 4-cost Arlong. I think it's just too much. But you have to make him have it, I guess. Because it could like make your leader not be able to attack, and it's kind of hard to play from there. But
I feel like if you don't put them at 0 now, you don't kill them next turn.
That's true. You probably don't kill them next turn, but I think their plan is more like just try to remove the board and then try to draw a 10 drop and then just try to win the game after the 10 drop instead.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a reasonable plan.
He takes.
0 anyway.
No trigger again, by the way.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Yeah, leader effect's interesting. Probably just can't afford to. Yeah.
Ooh,
Curious what rushers
we
they might
took
have.
this. We took the 6. I'm really surprised.
What can his hand be to take this? I'm trying to think of what could it be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe pop the augur, freeze the leader, and that's why we take it, because we don't care. That's the only thing I can think of, is we have 4-cost Arlong and maybe 3-cost Arlong. So that means we can freeze the augur and freeze the leader. And then we
That
don't
would be
care.
so good here.
Yeah, but
If you just
what
have
else
both
could it be?
Arlongs.
What else could it be taking that 6? Is your hand 5 bricks? 6 bricks?
Is it that even playing so many bricks? Like,
It doesn't feel like it.
I
But
mean, they
Buggy is a
weren't
brick
triggers.
Arlong.
They
Hody.
weren't triggers from life either, right? So they would need to be non-trigger bricks.
mm-hmm. Does he even play like blockers or something? I don't know.
I think they play Shirahoshi.
They usually play Sanji blocker, the 4-cost 5k.
He had
Oh, they're
the
just going for game. Oh, he's playing Hody to fight for board. But wait, how are you gonna survive?
I hope he
Leave up
has.
2 Dawn?
Shirahoshi blocker.
Shirahoshi blocker would be insane.
I saw some lists playing it.
Yeah.
But we know the Teach player will
I mean,
find
second
the third
Hody
buff.
plus blocker is like a really important reason to just take the life, because if you're planning on playing Hody, might as well. Or just 2 Dawn and leave up a couple Elthors or whatever event they have.
The deck has 40 triggers, by the way.
4-0?
Yes.
Please
4-0.
Does he have events? Does he have events +4?
No.
There probably has to be some defensive events, whether that's Elthor.
I don't think
Does
so.
not?
But,
We're just dead to 15 now.
I think we are, unless he has all 2Ks in hand. That's possible, of course.
He needs 5 2Ks and a 1K.
Yes.
Oh my god. No, that would be such a sad way for Arlong to go down. You know?
15 lead.
But there's
What
no way
is-
we have all 2Ks and we took the 6, right?
Yeah, I'm really curious
No,
what the hand
it's
is.
If your hand's 5 2Ks plus Hody, maybe. Ooh,
Wait.
he wants to do a 13.
And Vasco shot?
So-
No, no
Oh my
way.
god. You 13 and bail them out.
I really want to see the hand.
I don't think anything's stopping.
I think this is all in.
But I would think about it, because I would be like, there is no way my opponent took this, doesn't have something, right? Like,
Mhm.
I would second guess myself, because
Like the giga bait.
but at the end I would. What would you do here?
I would 15 and make him
Yeah.
have it. I think the
Yeah.
13's too scary.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the 13 is worse, actually. More likely you lose 13.
I would also just go 15. Like his hand really needs to be 2-2-2-2-2-1.
Does he play 0-cost events?
I don't think so. Let's see what he does.
It's 50.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. 15.
No, Arlong, no.
Not like this.
2.
2.
Oh,
2.
oh!
Oof.
4
I actually think his hand was 5 breaks.
I think he had a lot of bricks indeed. Holy damn. GG's.
Like, that's the only way I can explain this. Maybe like close to 50-50, playing GP against Vegapunk. So I think this is also good for the viewers to see from our point of view, mine and Yonas and Ruben, how we approach the matchup, like to be safe, to play safe the matchup, say. So I think it's also a good game to watch in case you're struggling against Vegapunk with GP.
Pat chooses to go second and has a Zoro Joro.
But not.
It's so close to mulligan, these hands, but I think you just have to
So
keep
close.
hands like this.
Oof.
It is so close to mulligan, but you know how hard it is for me to mulligan a second with Zorojuro hand?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like the most important card going second.
Oh, this is better.
Never mind.
This is
That's
way
way
better.
This is like perfect, you know.
It went from okay to.
Oh, one thing about sequencing, it's good. I always play stage first to draw and then to search, unless I have the event in hand which can find Nami Searcher.
Perfect.
So,
I'm the same
yeah.
way. The sequencing matters just because we have multiple cards we're looking for here. Second
Mhm.
Zoro Joro, like another Sanji pudding, 2Ks, all that stuff. So just drawing the card and then informing what you want to search for is just always a better way to sequence.
It's especially important if you're missing all of them, right?
Yep.
Because then you know which one not to pick.
Not the best card that you want to play from your leader on turn 2.
Get punished!
Yeah, but at least it's a 6k instead of playing something like Lilith. Okay.
Ooh.
Do you ever take the Zorojuro here?
I really want to.
I actually take time when I search like that. Because to this day, after so many games, I'm still not sure it's correct to pick the Sanji.
I don't take Sanji or second Sanji pudding extremely highly, especially when my curve would be so much better without it. So
I think I would
personally
pick the
would.
Zorojuro. Yeah.
Yep. Is it weird? I'm gonna just take in both of those, to be honest. I think the 2Ks are too precious.
I would 100%. That's also, I think very few matchups, like Belobetti is one I can think of, is where I don't take the lives at the start.
Yeah. Additionally, the fact that Abster recognized the fact that if he just attacks, then now both the Shaka and the Alice can be attacked. He's just leaving everything active. So now we can only attack life if we want to attack at all.
We're gonna play Zoro and kill the Lilith.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a 3 cost for ones. I just assume there's never going to be one.
Yeah, so we protect the Sanji Pudding so we don't get Nami. That's like, I think stage is really important in this matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to find it's just way too important.
But I like playing Zoro and attacking life.
Ooh, okay.
Like here, Zoro and leader into the Lilith, right? And if they let it die, you just pass with everything active, and then you work from there.
Like, I imagine Pat's just worried about putting a Lilith in the trash for the Pythagoras, but just get rid of the attacks. It's not that deep, I think. Okay. Yep.
And another thing why you take the lives against this matchup is not just the resources. It's to make the goat Atlas. Like
attackable.
Yeah. Attackable. Okay. This is what I wouldn't do.
I don't like countering this much in this matchup. You can survive way longer than you think you can, just being at 0 with a blocker up and a giant up.
The state makes it so because they can never pop your.
The blocker just lives.
Yeah, and then the Sanji is a 6, so they have no way to deal with. But now we're just gonna destroy their board.
Yep. We have 8 down, 7 down. Okay.
I probably prefer Luffy over. Yeah.
You can play both if you want.
Yeah, but it's gonna be clearing awkward, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to guarantee that I'm gonna clear, so I think I'm gonna go like 8 here.
Yeah, I like 8s more.
Go 3 times 8, right?
Yeah, I just play a blocker and then maybe a second stage so that neither Sanji Pudding can die.
Stage doesn't fit anymore, I think. I think 8/8 Robin is possible. Ooh, whoa, it dies.
If you just let it go, you can play everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can.
Just 6. Yeah, bring back Lilith, draw your card. And just 7 it and just make it get really slow.
If they give it to us here, it's perfect, right?
Yep.
If they give it to us, now we get to protect the second Sanji Pudding too.
And the end put a blocker. Oof, and we even drew a third one.
Like here, I probably could we? No, we could not.
I would take this.
Yeah.
Also because our hand cards are just too much value. Like that Robin is a lot of...
I would block.
It's a block and a draw, and we are giving it away as a 1k counter. That just feels...
Now I would block 100%. I think if you counter the first one and your game plan is to stay at 2 life, like now, are we just gonna play over our Nami?
Probably, but the Nami is a surprisingly good attacker later in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, we're at 0 now.
And 8 cost kits.
Okay.
It's
Now we're
okay.
in this very uncomfortable spot.
Because like I think it's okay to be at 0 when your hand is 10 cards because you took all the lives. But now because you countered like that, your hand is a little bit smaller. Now you might actually be in danger of dying. But honestly, still I doubt.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I would slam the Circus Luffy here.
I would also just play a Sanji, to be honest.
I'll go live here, I think. First, before investing any Dawn. Like 7 life would be the first thing I do.
Yeah, I think there's always block and you get to just be happy.
Yeah. And if they don't block, you just kill them with Rush Luffy.
Get punished for playing bad.
So
Okay.
now what?
Probably just play Rush Luffy and then do some swings.
Now it's. I think the reason why I don't like this is because now it's awkward. Because they kept the blocker. You can't attack it to the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go 5 life. 5 life with Zoro here. Yep.
He agrees.
I mean, we should have done that before we attack with the Sanji Puddings.
I would have just done swings at life to start.
Yeah, for sure. Like 7 life with Sanji Pudding was the first. Like stage my one and attack with the other. That's what.
Okay.
Well, we are overplaying.
I don't like playing the Sanji and not playing a Luffy Taro this turn.
Gaining.
The 6-cost Luffy Taro. Luffy Taro is just too much Dawn. But yeah, triple Sanji Pudding is like the best gaming. The main issue right now, though, is if you have to use multiple giants this turn, it's going to be hard to use the Luffy to get some really real swings at next turn. So now Abster gets to go to 2 life, and you don't have a Luffy in play. And if he gets rid of like one of your guys and plays a second blocker or puts Quasar in life, it's going to be quite difficult.
Yeah, so how I would have played that turn was stage 1 of my Pudding, 7 with 1. Then they force the block, and then you clear the board. If they don't block, then you go for game. Then you can just play Rush Luffy and kill them, right?
Yep.
But I think he's still in a good spot, right? Like this matchup is good enough. Also, I don't like why we staged the Sanji Pudding here. Say, like, if you have 3 Sanji Pudding in play, it doesn't matter anymore. Just stage your Robin so it does not die to the Rocket Luffy. Because then you're playing at least against around something. You know, now we're playing around nothing because they will just pop one of our rested ones.
Yep. Our opponent knows our secret. Our hand's all bricks. But we can still just give a 2k here and just block the kid swing.
It's still tough for Vegapunk, right? From this.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's very likely for him to win.
Is it the very first time that Kid is actually looking quite okay in Vegapunk? Like, we've been watching Abster for a lot, and the Kid always seemed like the worst card.
I wouldn't say it looks very good here either, to be completely honest.
It trashed the Luna. That's something.
Yeah, it was very good because of how much the Great Purple player countered. If we were at 0 on those turns, it would be a lot easier, I think.
Yeah.
Let's take one of these, probably just...
Are we ever going for the playset?
I think it's a 2k here.
I think so too.
Yeah, that is 2k.
Okay.
If they don't force your giant here, then you even get to use the Usuhachi.
Yep. Never play set.
5 cost. No, because all their blockers are 5 cost, right? So the Zoro does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Play Vegapunk, hit Lilith, and then probably put Quasar. And just try to survive.
Yep. Well, we have 2.
And we definitely got hurt for her. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we have 2 blockers and 2 life, and if that life is an event, as we can see, it's not looking very bad or something for the. Well, no, it's not looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Faces the place.
As it goes 7 life, they block with Vegapunk.
Now everything is free because you're at 0, right? Your Luffy activation, everything.
You're working with a lot of Don.
Yeah, the problem, the thing with the GP deck here is you can go for game, use all your effects, and still pass with 3 giants, and you will never die anyway. Right? So like you could commit fully into game here, and you're still alive.
Yeah. Huh. I might have just swung big at the kid this turn. I might have been greedy.
I think he just wants to Luffy and push.
It's not
But I
bad.
agree. I agree that if we just clear the kid and the other one here, you can actually literally never lose.
Yeah, I was also saying, if he goes for board, like, how do we lose?
But here you don't lose either. Like, they have to have event on last life and hit another block, right? With it. Or they need to have... maybe they have double +3 events in hand.
Well, just counter aggressively. We know one of the cards is a 2K Frankie, but there could be a bunch of counter in there.
And the first 2 5/1s are both Teach. So we have at least 2 Teach in top 8.
Oh. Okay, we're staging the pudding now. I don't think there's anything for you to think, right? Based on what you attacked, your game plan was... I guess I'm wrong. I think the way
that
he
was a good
attacked...
draw at the very least.
Yeah, but I mean, the way we attacked, right? It looked very clear to me that we were going to go for game. But it seems like it's second guessing. Like, I would play the Luffy, leader effect, attack with leader, and see what the last life is before I decide what I'm doing, right?
Yep.
You can always leave the rush Luffy last anyway, because they cannot pop it. It's 6 cost. So I think this is just a very clean 6 cost Luffy, leader effect, and attack like whatever you can afford to attack. I think it's 9 even with leader. And then see what you do after that, because you still have enough down open to leave 3 giants or to Luffy.
Yep.
Right, because he's gonna be at 8 Dawn. No, 7. Right after leader.
Yeah, 7 Dawn.
Ooh.
He's the one to attack first, get the effect, so he gets an extra Dawn off of. Wait, I'm not sure if that works the way he wants it to.
No, it doesn't. Cannot decline it and activate it later. It's a single instance. Why did we?
Yeah. Leader effect, get some more Dawn. And then you can go 7/8 if you want.
Or he's gonna go like... Why did we attack the character?
He wanted to probably minimize the number of small swings, just because he didn't want to have to like 0 cost or giant out of a 6.
Are we leaving 5 Dawn open?
Maybe we'll find the 4th giant. Okay. Thankfully not a 6K body.
I'm very confident we could have killed them this turn. Like, very high percentage. Can you die here ever? I don't
think so. Just giant pitch giant, and then having 0 costs in second giant. But yeah, Absur has the right idea. He probably played this matchup a ton. Just hope they have to giant out of a 6.
And Woody Woods, Roberto Rodino also at 5/1, so at least 1 GP.
And as Absur's probably crying right now. I've had so many moments where I go giant, pitch a giant, and my opponent just has their brain fried for a moment.
He's probably thinking, what does he have? Disgusting. These are the moments where like maybe I should go like 8 or 10 and they don't have giant and they giant throw giant. And you're like, okay, bro.
And still that blocker up as well, so
Probably 10 with kid, right?
Yeah.
And then the rest, and then hope they, even if they have giant, the rest is all bricks.
11. They have to
11, 11 makes sense.
Yeah. Might as well just block.
And are we going all in?
We're gonna counter it without the giant. If they go 11.
Yeah, we were like dangerously close. Or we can counter without giant, really?
We can.
God, we can.
Yeah, Xerox double 2k. It's enough.
It's even more rude somehow.
Oh my god. You see, guys, you don't even need giant.
Yeah.
Giant is
Fine, smiley
overrated.
Yes, fine smiley face.
Hapster probably recognizes this is almost never going to go through, so he's trying to find any other line that's reasonable, but I don't think anything works. Even Vegapunk plus put Quasar on life is probably not good enough.
Nope, I don't think so.
So what would you do? Like
And
Vegapunk?
we also
plus
saw
Shaka
already a
plus-
lot of those as well. Like how many events did we see? 2, 3?
At
I
least
think it's
2.
2. Yeah. But yeah, the high roll would be Vegapunk hit Shaka, put event in life. And even with that, I think there's a lot of swings that you might not be able to survive from with only 4 cards in hand from there. Yeah. Okay, and he hits the extra counter.
Yep, he had.
Yeah, he was thinking about that exact option, which I respect.
Yep, GG's, and this